What's up, Arrow Army? Today I'm coming to you with a solo camera setup review. This is purely my opinion, but I have spent years, and I mean years, working on what I consider to be the best camera setup to capture not just you shooting whatever you're hunting, but also to capture you so that you see if something did go wrong with the shot. Was it something with your equipment? For me as a bow hunter, that's important. Also, your excitement right after shooting your trophy target animal. So this setup right here has, like I said, has been years in the making, and I think I'm finally ready to present what I consider to be the perfect solo camera setup for all hunters, period. This is actually the exact same setup that I use when shooting 3D and bringing you those split videos. So got a lot of experience with it, and I've gone through lots and lots of different setups, lots and lots of money spent developing this here. Actually, this isn't going to be a whole lot, not in my opinion, compared to what the other options are. I do think this is priced very reasonably for what you're getting. Like I said, years in the making. I used to have all the latest GoPros. GoPros are great. Image quality's fantastic. I didn't always like how it was glitchy on the app, etc. And I had actually, to create everything and to give the viewer an entire situational view of what's going on, I actually had a boom arm that come out like 4 or 5 feet away from me in the air. That was always a pain to try to reach up and turn on or make sure it's running and make sure I had enough batteries to it, because, you know, if an animal's coming in, oh crap, let me turn it on kind of deal. Turn this one on, have a second one over here in case they went around the tree, turn that one on, and then have to zoom into the animal. It was a pain. This, in my opinion, solves all of those issues. Every single issue that you'll run into, just about, at least I think I've solved it 90+% of the way with this setup here. All right, without further ado, let's go over the setup here. I'll give you all prices at the very end, along with all the links to everything here. If you want this exact setup, will be down below. Now, like I said, this is the exact setup I take hunting with me, minus there will be a bracket right here that connects this microphone. It's connected to this camera right now so that I can record this. So that's why it's not on here. So this is without the microphone, and it only sticks out about that far, and it falls within that stitch line right here, so where you won't see it when the videos are stitched together in the 360 camera. We'll get to that in a little bit. So here's what we got. I have the Lone Wolf pocket arm. This is the version 1. They actually have a new version out called the Razor, which is same size, but same size as far as like the 29 inches out, but it's actually smaller, lighter weight, super lightweight, and they minus like 50 bucks. So I paid like $250 for this mount. It's now $200. So definitely go with the 29-inch Razor version of the pocket arm. It's pretty sick. Has all the same functionalities and features too. So can't say enough about this arm. It's amazing. It articulates super well. It's an ideal arm for a solo traveler who wants to maximize space but still have full functionality of a bigger camera arm. All right, moving from the camera arm on up, this is the fluid head that I chose. Now, why did I choose this one? Mainly because of one feature that it has, and that's this here. This grip is a twist lock for the up and down. I've messed with multiple versions of the ball heads where you got a ball in the middle and you move the camera around in a 360 like a smooth way. Those are cool and all, but when you're trying to have a bow in one hand, have your camera in the other, you got to unlock that, and then the camera falls forward while you're unlocking it, then you're trying to fix it, then you need to kind of do this number to lock it on the animal. For me, it's mainly deer. It was just very cumbersome, did not work out. The other versions that do have the sticks on them but have a little dial over here to control the pressure of holding, Those work great if you're on the ground, not so great when you're in the tree. And I've got a bow again, a bow is in this hand. So this one-handed operation to go up, down, side to side proved to be perfectly like what I needed, right? And then if I need to zoom or do anything, I can do it here on this side of the camera. Let me go ahead and turn the camera on here. Again, I got the bow in this hand. I'm not just holding it like a crazy person. So I can zoom with this side here, or if the camera's next to me, I can zoom this side here and zoom in. I do have an articulating viewfinder here, view screen, so I can see what's going on. So if it's up close, I can turn this, watch what I'm doing, make sure I can zoom into the animal, zoom out from the animal, make sure I've got it in frame. Okay, I do. Now I can take the shot. So this one, basically I did all that to say that this one-handed twist lock application for tying this down or tightening this down is imperative to making this camera set up as efficiently as possible when that moment of getting the shot on camera matters. All right, moving on up, I've kind of started to already show some of the features of it, but this is the Lumix. It's the FZ 3500 or 350. Hold on, I got my notes here. Let me pan over to where I have it. Yep, FZ300. So this is the Lumix FZ300. I searched again for years. I've got big Canon cameras with the big lenses, etc. Those are incredibly expensive. The camera bodies alone are expensive, especially wanting to record in 4K. You're gonna break $1,000 on all of them right off the bat, and then maybe even another $1,000 to get a lens that won't do all the focal lengths that this lens will here. So this is a bridge camera, has a built-in lens. It is a Leica lens, so it's high quality glass. This is also dust proof, rain proof. This camera's like 7 or 8 years old. Hey, Lumix, if you're listening, if you're watching this, make a new version of this for the same price, please, or close to the same price. This is a fantastic camera. It needs to be updated. Please do so. I love this camera though. Anyways, so like I mentioned before, it turns on, it records in 4K, I think up to 4K 24, 4K 30-ish maybe. Definitely 4K 24. Has this articulating viewfinder here, screen, so I can close it, put it up, down, side to side, fits whatever angle I need. What else about it? It zooms in 600, it goes from, I think, 25, yep, it goes from 25 millimeters, which is pretty, it's not wide angle, but it's pretty good for, like, if you needed to turn this camera around and just look at you to get the moment, you could. And it's not gonna be like zoomed into your nostril. And so it's 25 millimeters all the way to 600 millimeters. That's optical zoom. And then it goes up to 1200 digital zoom past that. So it's pretty phenomenal. It's great on battery life. Like I said, it does 4K, 24. I think it's 1080p up to 60. It's phenomenal. Really, really great camera here. Next up, another piece that is very integral to making this setup work is this little device here. All right, this is a cold shoe adapter mount by SmallRig. And this particular mount right here, oh, by the way, the price on the camera, I bought it on sale for like 480 bucks. It typically ranges around like the $520-ish range. So hopefully you find it on sale and get it for around 500 bucks. This camera for 500 bucks, I can tell you, is an absolute steal. Like I said, I'm a camera guy. I know cameras, I love cameras. What you get out of this particular camera is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And I was stunned when I got it for 500 bucks. You're not gonna beat it. Not gonna beat it. Not for dust proof, rain proof. I dropped it a few times and it's perfectly fine. It's phenomenal. All the features it comes with. Plus, it's multi-use. So if you need to take it to a kids event or a family event and snap some pictures of sporting events or snap some family photos, it's going to take really, really, really good photos, way better photos than what your iPhone or your Samsung can do, and just spit out a really good image. And you can then pack it up and take it to the woods and go hunting. So yes, this is expensive. Both these cameras are kind of expensive, but worth it for this solo camera setup. All right, back to the small rig here. It's a cold shoe adapter, so it plugs right into where you'd plug in a flash or something else, and it swivels and it articulates around like such. Why that's important is because when I'm packing this thing in, I pack it in like this right here, and I lock it down, and this comes off of the stand, and that's it. This is how I pack things in. Let me turn this off. All right, it's turned off. This is how it's packed in. I've got a little rubber coating over the top here, but that's it. That goes in my bag. And then I pull it out, plug it onto my stand after I set my stand up on the tree, tighten it down, loosen this, stick it straight up and down. And usually I will keep it sideways like this with the two lenses on each side, because 99% of the time, pretend I'm hanging on a saddle here. I've got it waist high, so I got the most room to maneuver around the tree and stuff. That's where you want it. Most of the time, if I'm turned around and I'm about to take a shot, this is going to be on the side of me. I'm going to put it on the side. I'm going to be looking at this. I'm probably going to swivel out the screen here. I'm about to take an animal. I'm looking, making sure they're in frame. Yep. And then you want this lens on you, right? You don't want this stitch line on you, so right through here is where the stitch line exists. It's where it's taking these two images and blending them together, in case you don't know 360 cameras. So you want this lens predominantly on you so it gets the clearest picture of you. And now I'm getting me shooting, but I don't have to worry about that. Once I turn this 360 camera on, I don't have to look at it, pay attention to it, or worry about it. All I have to worry about is this bottom camera being on the animal. So as I'm shooting, make sure I'm on the animal, boom, I've just captured everything. Now, how did I capture myself? I kind of already mentioned it again. Is this Insta360 X4. This is the latest 360 camera from Insta360. It is the X4. I think it's by itself, it's $500. It records 8K all the way around. And once you framed in to just me, it's going to be 4K. This is a fantastic camera. In fact, you could run it just as is without the microphone setup like I do. I upload videos and trying to do semi-professional work, so I have microphone gear, but you don't need it. This camera records amazing audio quality, has noise and wind reduction features built into it. Right, here is some of the audio quality directly out of camera without the microphone setup. I just thought I'd give you a quick example so that you can judge for yourself. And I've got cars passing by here. There's noise off the highway just behind me. Not really a breeze, but yeah, it's still really good audio. It does a phenomenal job all by itself. So if you wanted to subtract the cost and all the intricacies of making sure your mics are charged, making sure you've got the right plugins, etc., 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 you could go with as you see it right here, and you'd be just fine. Completely agree with this setup here for probably 99% of the hunters out there. And that's it. So let me whip out my phone here, and I kind of already touched on some of the prices, but we'll start from the bottom and work my way up on the prices. So as I mentioned, this is the Lone Wolf Pocket Arm, 29-inch. I bought it for $250-ish. You can get the Razor version, which you should, for $200. So you can get this for $200. This here is, I think you can find multiples that look very similar. You don't have to get this exact one, but this is the one that I think is the best built and has this feature here where it's still that one twist lock on target sort of deal. This is the Endure fluid head, $24. Then you get up to the Lumix camera here. Like I mentioned, it averages $500, but I think at the time of this recording, it's like $522 on Amazon. Then we go to the SmallRig ball head. It's $19. And then the 360 X4 up top here is $500. So if you were to get this exact setup as is, right here, let me scroll over. I did all the math. It'd be $1,265, depending on what memory cards you put in. It's not including your memory cards. So you'll need a big regular memory card for this one. Then you'll need a micro SD card for this one. I recommend doing 512, 256 at the minimum. 512 is ideal for this. You can get about 6-ish hours of recording on a 512 card. And these batteries on the 360s easily last over an hour a piece. And that's full recording time. So one hunt, I usually only pack one extra battery for each camera, but I almost never use that extra battery unless I forgot to charge these before I went. So both of these are really good on battery and really good on the memory, etc. But yeah, so that in total setup as is under $1,300, like $1,250-ish range. Honestly, most of you all are probably hunting with bow setups that are twice that price. So I think this is a very fairly priced rig for something that you can use year in, year out. And I mean, for me personally, you can't really put a price tag on capturing that moment that you bag that trophy buck. So this right here, I can't say enough good things about this setup here and what I've come up with over the years. Like I said, if you wanted to add the microphone setup, there's a bracket here, and that bracket, it's also in the description below. It's $44. That is a custom made deal, so that's kind of a little bit pricey. I like these, so I used Rode mics for a long time. I still actually have a Rode setup for if I ever do commercial work for anybody, and they're the best. They work perfectly great, but they're expensive, very, very, very expensive. So I upgraded, or I got a new microphone, wireless microphone system from Neewer, and this particular version is the CM28s, and they're $100, right around $103 plus. I think they're running a sale where you can take another $20 off through Amazon. So under $100 for these, and the sound that comes out of them, you're hearing it. Again, incredible quality for what you're getting. Then with that, all you need then is the mic adapter that plugs into the side here, and that's $20. It's not like the GoPro mic adapter for $50. That maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. Don't get me started on GoPro and their accessories. But this adapter is $20, plugs right in, plug the microphone cord into it, and you're good to go. Really, really like this setup. Yep. But and with the microphone setup and stuff, it's $1,400-ish, a little over $1,400 then after you add those features in. So if $1,400 is not fitting your budget, it's not your cup of tea, and you don't need the highest quality or the best things, then I also have the best budget set up for you. All right, here it is. Voila. This here, I'll just start off with the total price, is under $480. What you're getting is a mix of things that you probably already have. So this version only works if you have a camera phone that takes really good video. So start from the bottom and work our way up. We have the Muddy, I think they just call it the basic lightweight camera arm. It extends, I want to say this is also a 28-ish, 29-inch arm as well. Super lightweight. This piece, you push this button in, it collapses down, this folds over it. It packs really tight and neat. It has a little more play in the joints than the other camera, but once you have weight on it, and if you move slow enough, you're not going to get any jitters or any shakes, nothing that's terrible. Like I said, I used this for nearly a full season last year until I bought the pocket arm, and it worked great. You see I put some hockey tape on it to kind of, because it's all metal, So I put some hockey tape on it to stop some of the banging and clinking noises when I was getting it in and out of my bag. And it is a little bit tougher to hook up to a tree, but it's not impossible. It does have a ratchet system rather than that tension cord, and then you tighten it down with the tension against the tree. So it's a little bit of a different hookup, but it's clearly it's not impossible. I did it for many months while hunting last season. It also already comes with the ball head here, or the camera head rather. It's not really a ball head or fluid head, but it's got a camera head with that all important one hand functionality for tightening it down. I'm telling you, that is an imperative part of this entire setup. So you can switch and mix match your camera arm setup. In fact, in a tree that I've got set up now, because we're a couple weeks away from season, I have the Muddy, I think it's called the Hunt Hard system. That one's under like, it's a really nice rugged, I've had it for 3 or 4 years. It's just a really good one that I have that stays in a tree that I know is going to be there all season long. And so instead of packing a camera arm with me, I just crawl up in that tree and it's already there ready for me. That one's under 60 bucks. That's a really, really good one. So if you have a tree stand up in a tree that you know, hey, this is the only spot I'm going to hunt out of, or you have 2 spots, these are only 2 spots I'm going to hunt out of, and you buy 2 of these $60 camera arms, put them up one on each tree and just exchange, and all you have to do is they click in and out like so. Like that would be a really great way to hunt. But I hunt public, I hunt my granddad's land, I hunt my in-laws' land. I've got a lot of places I hunt. So I need something I can actually pack with me, which is why I have the pocket arm. Back to this though. So this already comes with it. So minus that cost. By the way, this camera arm is only 45-ish bucks, somewhere around 45 bucks. Again, I'll probably post the actual price up somewhere that's on Amazon right now. It's 45-ish bucks, works great. But when you're in the tree, you do kind of have to swing out a little bit to allow it to come to the other side, because that arm right here at this port is not articulating. This end piece is articulating though, so that's nice. Again, goes up and down. It also goes side to side like so. Don't necessarily know if you'd want that or need that, but it gives you that option if you do. Now, like I said, this design's based off you having a smartphone that has a nice camera on it. I use Samsung. They are the best, period. No argument there. The end. No, that's a running joke between me and all my friends with iPhones. So you can record with your phone. The downside to that versus that other camera, that bigger camera, because of the sensor being larger, will work better in that low light hour, first hour and last hour of hunting, which for me has been predominantly when I've killed a lot of my deers in those low light situations. And this works okay-ish. That works better. The actual Lumix camera works better, works best in that situation. Plus, I'm guilty of it. I like sitting there, if nothing's going on or I'm bored, I'll scroll through Instagram. You can't really scroll through Instagram while it's on here, or text whoever, text your buddy while you're up in the tree if it's connected like this, because it needs to be ready to record at a moment's notice. And I do have it ready to record. I'm able to just quick click my power button a few times. It goes directly to my camera, and then I can hit record, zoom in. That is another thing. I have to zoom with the fingers in and out to get that picture, but it does record in 4K, etc. But like I said, the low light capabilities are going to be way better on the Lumix than this. So if that matters to you, you may want to just go ahead and splurge and get the Lumix. Also, very important part that makes this work is this particular phone holder. All right, so it does, of course, like many others, it expands to hold various size phones. But what's most important on this is that it has this piece up top that allows the 360 camera to connect and swivel, just like so. That swivel up top is incredibly important. Here's why. So if I'm here, as I mentioned earlier, the camera has a stitch line along the edge here. If this phone is directly within that stitch line, it disappears. So when you look view down on the 360 camera, actually all you'll see is the start of the stand and this handle. Like, this is what you'll see. So that's kind of cool. But like I said, you want your camera to be facing sideways. So if I'm in the tree and I'm about to take this shot, right? I'm here, I'm about to take this shot, and I move my camera to my phone to view it, I want this lens on this upper camera to predominantly be on me so that I'm not in a stitch line and will get the best video. Also, this upper version is the older Insta360 X3. You may have already have noticed that. So this is the X3. So it's it's not last year's. It actually come out like 2.5-ish, 3 years ago now. It records in 5K 360, and so once you frame yourself after the fact, it'll be in about 1080p to 2.7K, depending on how zoomed in and zoomed out you are. But you'll get 1080p, which is still really good resolution. I've filmed lots and lots of films and hunts with this. People never said anything about the quality of my footage. It's still a very great functional device, and you don't need any microphones, just like on the other version. It has great microphones on it that have noise and wind reduction, which is what you need in the woods on a windy day. You'll be able to talk to it and it'll record crisp, clear sounds during like your morning interviews. Hey, good morning, everybody. Or when you're actually shooting, it'll hear everything. It'll hear the click of your hinge if you're using that. All right, just wanted to bring you some quick audio from the Insta360 X3 and to kind of also show you the quality of the image that it's going to produce for you. So this is the image from the last Insta360 version, X3, and the audio. So like I said, this right here would still be wonderful to help catch that archery shot. And you can zoom around, you can go left, right, up, down. You're not going to miss anything as long as that lens can see you. Just a great setup. All in all, like I said, I think I priced it out at $477 as you see it right here. And that's you bringing your own phone and also not including the memory card that you put in here. Again, that battery easily lasts a whole hour's worth of actual full-on recording time. I usually just pack one extra battery, and you'll have your phone on you anyways. So this setup right here it's great for a budget under $500. I genuinely don't know if you could do any better. Like I said, the 360 camera up top, in my opinion, this is a $400 piece. This is $45-ish. I think this mount, hold on, let me look. I got it on my phone. This phone mount is $15. And then you'll just get that other swivel piece here. That is another 19 bucks. So this setup right here, $477 on Amazon right now. It's not perfect. It's not as good as the other one. The other one, in my opinion, substantially better. It's very much worth almost 3 times the price. It is very much worth it. But if you can't do that, but you still want to have somewhat quality recording of your hunt, this is the way to go, right? No complaints with this at all. I would still, if I absolutely had to, I would still go out and record with this setup for sure, even though I still got all that, because I love that. What else can I say? That's pretty much it. Hey, you can mix match. If you got a different stand that you like from Fourth Arrow, from anybody else, like, sorry, there's an ambulance going by, or police or something or other. So yeah, if you have a different stand, or you want the 360 camera but a different lower camera to zoom in, by all means, mix and match to your heart's desire. But I'm telling you that everything you could possibly ever dream of wanting to appropriately hunt in the stand, The 360 camera is imperative up top because you do not have to worry about making sure a GoPro's correctly framed on you. Nothing like that. This camera will capture you, period, the end. As long as it's not literally on the opposite side of the tree and you're on the opposite side, if you don't have anything blocking you and that lens, it's going to capture you. Fantastic quality, fantastic thing to have up in the tree. Really, truly game changer when it comes to solo hunting. Yeah, and then this even packs up even smaller. You just take that off, you pop this off, throw it in the pack. It's got a rubber cover as well. You throw that on, toss it in the pack, fold this up nice and neat, toss it in the pack, and you're good, you're gone. So if you want to mix this on top of the Lone Wolf, right? So $200 stand, this, and this, so $400 for this. Yeah, so now you're looking at $600, so still under like $800, including memory card, everything. You're good to go. Like, yeah, mix and match between $480 and $1,430 something bucks. Mix and match all of these items. Just get out there, record your successful hunt. I want you to have that memory to watch over and over, for us in the community to enjoy, and for you to also pass it down and show your friends, family, etc. Yeah. So if you like this type of content, let me know in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. I really enjoy this. This is years of trial and error in the making. I'm really happy to finally bring you all this type of content and hopefully offer you all some valuable info and product selections as you begin to hunt this season. Good luck to everybody out there hunting this season, and I hope to see your video with some of this equipment in the future. I think that's it. All right, Arrow Army out. What's up? Real quick, had to come back to you. I forgot one major part of what I need to talk about with this. Okay, so now you filmed it. Editing. I know some people might be intimidated if you're not an editor or not trained as an editor or learned as an editor like I am. 360 footage and another camera, all of that. Listen, I would not recommend anything to you that wasn't super user friendly. The Insta360 comes with free software upon the purchase that is incredibly easy to use. They nailed it with the user experience, with ease of use to the consumer, etc. So that's something you're not going to have to like fear or worry about. Once you're in the app, it's very intuitive. You'll be able to turn the camera, look where you want to look, and export the video that you want. And then afterwards, you take the video from the lower camera, the video from your 360 that you've already edited where you want to look, and then you throw it into an app called CapCut. That also is completely free. You can purchase a premium version, which is like $20. Very much worth it as well. But you can use that completely for free on CapCut and put those two videos together, split screen them. Super easy stuff that I'll probably actually do a video on someday as well. Maybe after I shoot some of my deer this season, I'll do a video on me shooting it. This is how I edited it, and that way everybody else out there can enjoy editing and putting that video together how you see it on my channel. Okay, now that I almost forgot but didn't forget and brought that back to you, again, like, subscribe, comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. Arrow Army, I think out for sure this time. Yeah, out.